Hi. So I'm Shauna Smallwood, and I am a licensed mortgage loan officer with Nexa Mortgage. And I've been, I guess, experiencing a more and more people being attracted to whatever it is that I have to say, whatever light is within me. And I've known this all my life, but I've kind of learned it through experience that the more and more negative things that have happened to me in my life, the more powerful and stronger and smarter and faster and more successful I become. Why is that? Right? So I took the weekend. I worked late Friday night, but I did take the weekend and I barely even left the house. I should have went to the beach, but I didn't. But I literally laid in bed most of the time with a notebook and just kind of took notes over my thoughts and my emotions and really um, kind of did some introspection. Okay. And I took some notes and I want to share some with you. I don't know who needed this message, but I just wanted to share because I'm sure whether you are a woman or a man, there comes a point in every human being's life that they have to experience a change of mind. Like they have to experience a paradigm shift, switch their perspective on their current situation. And what came to my mind when I was doing all of this deep thinking, I mean, I'm a Scorpio, so that's what I do. I think deep. Um, what came to my mind was the Phoenix. And I jumped on Google and I found a few just like articles and, you know, uh, just a little bit of research about where this Phoenix rising expression comes from. And then I came across this. What I'll just tell you what I learned. So I learned that I don't even know what century this woman is from, but her name was Akalanda. And she embodied the Phoenix energy. Okay. And she literally, in order for a person to embody the Phoenix rising energy, they have to experience the pain, the suffering. They have to go through. The only way you can meet the Phoenix is to go through the negative experience, right? So the experience of pain, the experience of suffering, loss, and what the Phoenix does is she awakens the consciousness of understanding that every event that one experiences is either an opportunity to become brighter, bigger, better, the opportunity to become light for other people. And that is the whole Phoenix rising energy. That is what this Akalinda, I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, embodied. That was what she embodied. And what's interesting is obviously I definitely through my life experiences over the past couple years, I used to identify myself as being a victim, blaming other people for what's going on in my life. Oh, I was abused. Oh, I had an asshole husband. Oh, I had an abusive husband. Oh, I was never taught financial management. I was never taught to value myself. I was never taught my self-worth by my father, and therefore I couldn't know my worth when I was dating. And that's why I jumped on the bandwagon of dating a bunch of idiots, right? So when I realized that I absolutely subconsciously and consciously identify myself as the Phoenix rising, right? I changed my mind on being a victim and transformed myself into being a victor, right? And so much as so that when I became a domestic violence victim advocate, I refused to use the word victim. I tried so many times in the context of my mission statement for communities we love on to not use the word victim. Like our mission is to provide services and resources, national services, national resources at the local level to survivors of child abuse, survivors of domestic violence, survivors of human trafficking, et cetera, et cetera. And it didn't read right in the context when I reread, the mission statement and put it on the internet and put it on the website, or if I tell somebody about it, right? It doesn't come out right to identify the word victim as a survivor. Why is that? It kind of dawned on me over the weekend that people are never going to get it. Victims are always going to see themselves as a victim if they can't identify themselves as a phoenix. Well, what does it take to identify yourself as a phoenix rising? Well, let me give you a few examples. If you only can meet the phoenix, this energy, right, from going through a painful experience and turning it into light. How can you learn from your negative experiences and turn them into your light? That is the phoenix energy, right? So when I was processing these thoughts over the weekend, it really dawned on me that I had already written a book about this. Letters to the Soul, the Guide to Spiritual Awakening, is talking about transmuting your negative experiences to teach others, to transmute the anger, to forgive yourself for making the bad decision, to forgive yourself for the mistakes. All of the motivational videos you can watch on YouTube in a condensed version, if you want to binge watch them, I've done it, right? They all say one main message, and that is you fail forward. If you've never made any mistakes, you cannot be successful. It's impossible to be successful without making mistakes. So then why does everybody fear making mistakes? Right. I would be like, where's my next mistake? Who is it going to be? Right. So I know I'm just making myself laugh. So if you ask yourself a few questions, number one, what is beyond reason, the beyond unthinkable, the unthinkable? What is unthinkable for you? If you were to pull out a piece of paper and write down all of your dreams, your perfect partner, what do they look like? What do they act like? What do they do for a living? Are they beautiful? Do they have light? Are they spiritual? Are they religious? Are they your specific religion? Are they, outgoing? Are they introverted? Are they a teacher? Are they a student? What does your perfect person look like, right? What does your perfect life look like? What do you do for a living? How do you help people? How do you make money? How do you become the best mother or father that you can be if you're not living your true self? Like, think about that for a minute. That's pretty deep. Like, if you are with a partner that you can't stand, you're in a very toxic relationship, how are you supposed to be the best mother or father that you can be if you're teaching your offspring, whether they're your biological children or not, that it's acceptable to not put yourself first? How are you teaching that to the people in your environment that look up to you, whether you're a business owner, a team leader, a manager, or just a stay-at-home mom or dad? How are you teaching anybody in your environment, anybody that you're responsible for teaching, that you're doing the best job for them when you're living a lie? It's a pretty deep question, but So if you were to think about the unthinkable of what your life should look like in a perfect world, if you hadn't made the mistakes that you made up through birth and through today, where would you be? Would you be somewhere else? Would you live in a box? Would you be a millionaire, a billionaire? Would you have multiple businesses? Would you run for president? What would you do if you had the unthinkable mapped out for you and you actually lived that life? What does it look like? Right? Well, then you need to take that question and diagnose it and really slice it up. And you need to come up with another question. What creative energy exists inside of you? Whoever's watching this video. What creative energy exists inside of you that would allow you to take that negative experience and turn it into light to help others, right? So now we're dissecting the unthinkable by giving it a little bit of creative energy to give it some light, but we're using your mistakes, what you perceive to be your life mistakes. Are they really mistakes? No. I would say that every mistake I ever made was not a mistake. It was actually divine protection, because now my life looks beautiful. I I'm on a good path. I'm happy. I'm healthy. My children are healthy. I'm in a good frame of mind. I'm not sad. I'm not depressed. I don't overindulge in things I shouldn't overindulge in. I'm pretty healthy. I'm pretty blessed, right? And at this very moment, through this video, I am literally using my Phoenix energy to take my negative experiences, turn them into a different perspective, that they weren't actually mistakes. They were meant to happen because they were meant to be on my path, which would catapult me to another part of my life path, my journey, to be sitting right here at this desk in this very room talking to you on this video. Pretty powerful stuff there, right? So if you're allow yourself to change your perception, you can change your thoughts. If you can change your perception, you can change your thoughts. And when you change your thought about your experience or your current situation, change your thought process to being angry at yourself for being in a certain situation that you're in, right? If you allow yourself to change your perception, so you can change the thought process and have a perception shift, a paradigm shift, and look at it from a different angle, then you literally are allowing yourself to change your reality, because what you think about, you bring about. So the current situation of everything in my life, the mouse on this desk, the video, the camera I'm talking to, the screen I'm going to watch it on later, the notebook that I wrote these notes on, the bed I laid in over the weekend when I wrote down these notes, right? Every single experience has led me to another experience and another experience, good, bad, or indifferent. I've been through some painful stuff, some pretty painful stuff, but I don't look at it as mistakes. I look at my experiences as a a stepping stone to move me up, to keep on my path. I was meant to experience what I experienced, or I wouldn't have the experience to talk to you about it. Interesting vibration, right? So when you allow your creative energy to be the light inside of you, by allowing your work to be the means to your big why, like my big why would have to be communities we love on, my nonprofit organization that I founded. Have I done anything remarkable with that organization besides incorporate it and feed it some money that I, to build the website and, pay for hosting and, do some ads on Facebook? No, I haven't done anything about that purpose yet. But what I have done is I've created a way for me to live out my big why. So when I've created enough real estate referrals to fund it, or I have enough, people in my soul tribe to want to do fundraisers for it, to believe and buy into the mission, to help survivors of domestic violence, to help survivors of child abuse, to transform the most abusive, violent narcissist into at least a person that the public can tolerate, right? To at least see that they're not perfect and that their experience through their childhood that led them to their painful adulthood, which led them into being a narcissist, which led them into traumatic narcissistic injuries that they're faced often, right? Because as soon as somebody rejects their grandiose mentality, they experience tremendous pain, tremendous pain. I would never want to be a narc. I would never want to be a narcissist. They experience pain on a daily basis from one second to another. They experience rejection because of it. Anybody loving themselves would reject the energy and behavior of a narcissist, hands down. Empaths have a problem with attracting them, which is part of my mistake, right? But there are buildups. I wouldn't be able to sit here and talk to you about this if I hadn't experienced a relationship with at least one narcissist. I'm here to tell you all of my relationships, at least romantically, were with narcissists. And it's because my father is a narcissist. Do I empathize with my father? Do I want him to get help? Absolutely. Am I the person to help him? Absolutely not. There's no way I can help him. They need each individual on their own life path. They have to help themselves. So if you are able to allow yourself to transform your experience from allow yourself the freedom, like a bird, right? To look at your victimization experiences, whatever experience you went through to bring you to where you are right now, which, by the way, psychologically speaking, your experiences that lead you to where you are right now, that also lead to excuses as to why you can't be everything that you want to be. They're excuses. I'll give you some examples. I wrote them down. Okay. So I can't go on camera because I'm too fat. I can't go into a real estate office as a loan officer because I'm not smart enough. I'm not confident enough. I'm too fat. They'll never respect me. I'm a woman. Maybe it's a good old boy network. I'm not a part of the good old boy network, right? I'm too poor. I don't dress well enough. I don't have name brand clothing. My shoes look a hot mess. Again, I'm a woman. I'm too small. I didn't come from money. I was abused. I'm not smart enough. I'm just a girl. I'm not a man. I have disadvantages. Okay. This is the whole bias shift. When you believe that you are disadvantaged, you literally bring about being disadvantaged. So why would you even believe that you're disadvantaged? Why don't you believe that you're a hero? Why don't you believe that you are everything that you never believed that you are? And I say it that way because if you believe you are what you want to be, then you wouldn't be watching this video. And if you were watching this video just because you just came across this video and you do believe that you're all that you are ever going to be, then that's a different video. Because what if you want to be more? What if if you are, giving hundreds of thousands of dollars a year to a nonprofit organization that meets in collaboration with your big why, then okay, you are the pinnacle. You're at the pinnacle. You're the pinnacle of what you ever wanted to be, and there's nothing that you should change. You have the love that you want, you have the relationship you want, you have the respect that you want, you have the business you want, you have the money that you want. You're no longer striving. There's nothing else to fight for. I wouldn't want to be that guy either, right? So people believe that, the negative thoughts get into their head, and they start thinking that they're not good enough. Like, for example, when I was younger in my 20s, um, I had, after my first husband and I had divorced, I had some pretty wealthy, successful men, you know, present offers to me for dating, commitment, relationship, even marriage. And what the cognitive dissonance in my head in that time frame of my life, based on not knowing everything that I know now. Like before, I wasn't Phoenix, right? I didn't think like a Phoenix. I didn't embody the Phoenix energy. There was no way I would ever look at my life, negative experiences, as a positive thing at that point in my life. But what stopped me from moving forward with those wonderful men, awesome, they're pretty much dream come true kind of guy, right? What stopped me from moving forward with that particular type of individual was I didn't think I was good enough. I thought, and I flipped it, my ego lies, right? Your ego lies to you. My ego would flip the script and say, I cuss like a sailor. I'm from, I don't come from money. I smoke cigarettes, I'm not classy enough for them. So it'll never work out. And that was literally the success block that stopped me from being with the man of my dreams. Seriously? Really? So if I felt like I didn't fit in with the rich kids on the block or the rich people in the neighborhood or the community, and I'm not a member of the good old boy network, if I kept that perspective, I would never change through a paradigm shift into believing, well, it's not that I don't fit in with them. It's just that maybe I have a different light. I have something different to give back, right? It's not that I don't have the money needed to make money. It's that I literally haven't embodied the energy that I needed to figure out the why, my big bad why. Why did I go through the experiences that I went through that brought me to today? Like, okay, so you don't have a specific amount of money to invest in your business right now that you have been told numerous times will bring you returns on your investment. But your fear is keeping you stuck into the mentality that says you're just going to waste the whatever deposit, whatever the money is, you're going to waste the investment because maybe that you don't look at your experiences as a build up, you look at them as mistakes. Just food for thought. And anyway, if you guys want to talk about this message, hit me up, DM me. This is going on YouTube, probably under Communities We Love on, and Ask Seanna Live, and Mavericks Real Estate. Next to Internal, I think I'll just put it on all the playlists because it deserves to be everywhere. Okay, so I think we should talk about this. Let's if you watch this video, comment on the video in YouTube, like the video so more people can see it, subscribe to the channel. Sometimes I post content for mortgages and real estate that doesn't interest you, but sometimes I post content just like this. Okay? And I haven't in a while. So anyway, I'm jumping on a meeting, and this was great. So talk to you later.